Hey all, how's it going? Cow God here, and I thought I'd start up a new gameplay. A game I've had for a little while, Endless Space. Kind of been enjoying it. RTS, 4X, kind of different kind of combat system. Some people love it, some people don't like it as much. It's a less active combat. It's more choose cards kind of for 3 phases, and the combat kind of evolves and acts as the ships and weapons and everything you have lay out, so... But it's kind of an in-depth one. It's got a lot of detail that you can do with customization of races, just a lot of replay on it, and it's fairly difficult. I've had some problems getting a game to completion on here, so I thought this would be a good challenge for me to try and see if I can get maybe a little bit longer game out of this. Try and give it a good run. So let's go ahead and start up a new game. So I've been experimenting with custom empires. So I might peek into here a little bit. You have the original empires, the United Empire. They're kind of your typical diplomatic, evil, Terran kind of empire kind of guys. And then you've got the Pilgrims that are kind of the counter of that. Each one of them has a main gameplay type and everything, and they have these custom traits, and you can actually go in and create random factions, like I've created these two here. And you can customize some of the things you like about one race, some of the things you like about another. So you want to have the terraforming ability of the sowers, but you want to be able to do science research like the Sophons. So you can customize that, make a random faction. I'll just go in there real quick to see. I mean, you can change the affinity, the appearance, so they can actually have a different look than their original start traits. And each one of these have a special effect for each one of their races. So there's a lot of detail you can get into here. And there are pages and pages of benefits and detriments that you can balance out with your point system here, which is kind of crazy. So there's a lot of customization of that. I think I'm going to go with one of the base factions just to kind of get the idea of how the game plays. I typically play kind of a science kind of path with a little bit of defensive, vehicles and stuff, so I usually go kind of trying to broaden myself out a little bit, and it's not really worked for me, so I'm going to try and do something different maybe. Ratios about cloning. Cravers are all about assimilation, kind of. Yeah, victory. It's military, yeah. Let's see, the Sheridan's another evil, economic, military. I like the automatons. I just like the look of the automatons. They're economic and diplomatic. It's kind of a difficult game to play. The Hisho, or Hisho, pronunciation's fun. They have this weird trait. Are they the ones? There's one of these that are constantly at war. I think it's the Cravers. Yeah, eternal war. They cannot declare peace. They are always at war with everyone else. So they're really hard to play too. So I may... I'm still thinking. I usually play the Sophons because they're research, scientific based. I may do somebody different. I've not thought this far ahead of what I would pick. Thought maybe I'd pick one. I may do the Amoeba. They've got some good stuff. They're diplomatic military, but they start off by their trait is that they basically already see the entire map, which is kind of an interesting trait, so you know kind of where to expand at and everything. I may try that. I don't know if I've played the Amoeba. Masters of Illusion. A lot of these change like your ship costs, the resources, the happiness. I think I'm going to try the Amoeba. I will probably fail. I will just start off with that. So we'll do a disc 4. 4 starting regions. That'll kind of separate everybody out. Medium size, normal age. I'll have 3 opponents. normal speed, normal difficulty. I could try this. I'm gonna put it to easy, because I've had a lot of... Yeah, I'm gonna go back to easy. I usually leave it at defaults, but I'm just gonna give myself a little bit of benefit. Hopefully this will help. So it does have built-in multiplayer, as you can see. Private multiplayer, public. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. We'll have these 3 factions. Let's go ahead and load it up. So it's generating, doing all the configuration of all that. There we go. A little intro for the Amoebas.
The oldest nation that we know of, the Amoeba strive to live in harmony with nature, with each other, and even in space with their ships. They have been watching and listening to the stars for ages, hearing the words of the cosmos itself. For the belief of the Amoeba is to represent all life and see that it lives in harmony everywhere in the galaxy.
So I'm single-cell hippies. Yeah! Alright, so we start out with our home planet here. We'll zoom out just to get an idea. Like I said, the Amoebas start out seeing the entire map because they're old and they know things. So that's kind of cool. So, starting out here, we've got, you know, just space lines, basically just highways to other areas. Then you also have these kind of wispy ones. These are wormholes. And initially, you don't have the research to travel these, so you have to actually unlock some of these other regions. So the cool thing is if you look here, we've got wormholes connecting here, and connecting here. So we've pretty much got these 7 planet, you know, solar systems to ourselves. So let's look at one of the systems. You can see the icons on here. We've got red dots, blue dots, and white dots, and then some ones with gold borders. The blue dot means I've colonized it. That's me. The blue ring is my sphere of influence, and the clear ring out here is my scanning ability with my scout ship I think I have in here. So that's what I can see. If somebody enters that space, I'll see them. The red dots mean I don't have the technology to colonize those planets. White dots means I can colonize them. So there's one planet over here that I can colonize starting out. Let's scan over. Nothing else in my region is colonizable right now. So typically you start out with 2 ships over here. I'll click on them. They've got them into broken fleets here. So initially you can have 5 resources per fleet. And I've got 1 out of 5 in these 2. This is your combat rating, which is combined offense and defense. And if you have a leader, your health, its movement points. So let's go ahead and click on this one. This is my propagator. So this is my colony ship. So I'm going to have him initially, I mean, there's no reason for me to colonize here. I'm going to have him go right over to this area. And this is my scout ship. So my explorer ship, it just has a scanning thing added onto it. These little stars here, as an addition, I think they added a little while ago to this game, you can explore these areas and you get a little science bonus research when you do those. So before I send him out, I'm going to pick some science. I'm going to go through the rest of this before I get to that. So over here we have our alerts and our next turn icon. This lets us know there's a ship that hasn't moved, which is cool. And everything is operated with like left click for yes, right click for back or no, which is really simple. And then you just click and drag to move around, or arrow keys. Let's see here. So here's our standings. We can see there's 4 factions. We haven't made contact. We can see their scores. Right now we're sucking. Yay. Here's our overall empire look. We'll pull that up. This shows our system name, the population in that system, max population, their approval of me, if they have a hero helping them, food production, industry production, science research, and dust, which is economy. And currently they have nothing set up. They have no ships produced but in the hangar, and they have no AI selected. So this is a great way to, I mean, you get a cool overview. I mean, you get 20 systems, you can go right through them all, you can set some of them to automatic to production, you can see what they've got queued up. We can look at our overall approval, our tax rate, our research rate, and we'll get some special resources and luxury resources later, which are cool. Trade routes automatically happen, which is really cool. So there's a lot of info on just one screen, which is cool. So let's go to science next. So we need to queue up our science. So it has a 4-tree path. So there's diplomacy, there's combat, there's research and engineering, and there's like exploration and expansion, which is kind of like terraforming and stuff like that. So my first thing usually is to start kind of building up my planets and getting research going. So I've already got one in soil xenobiology over here, which gives me some additions that I can build on my planets. So I think are these system-wide? There are benefits you can do on a planet itself, and then there are system benefits. We'll get to that in a bit. But these will affect the type of planet you're on, the number of people in there, give you benefits for all that. So to get more of the science stuff, let's do science. How's that sound? That way we can get +1 science for each person on the planet. So we'll start and queue that up. Next thing we got is the military screen. Shows me all of my fleets, if they've got movement, where they're at, if they've got a leader on them. And you can do retrofits, renames, you can merge groups. Hi, puppy. And then you can also do some ship designs. We haven't really learned much about weapons or anything like that, or any upgrades. So there's no reason to do this yet, but we'll get into that once we research some. Then you've got your diplomacy. We haven't met anybody. No diplomacy to do. And then we have our heroes. And we don't have enough money to hire a hero yet. They're all 20. But each one of them has different traits. Like this one's a commander, works with fleets, also has adventurer, so cloak and dagger kind of stuff. Some of them have administrator that does production and food. We'll see a couple other different types. Looks like we have 2 people. And you can put these people on fleets to help them in combat, or you can put them on systems to have the system produce more of a certain type of research. So that's kind of cool. So let's take a look at our system here. So we've got our planet 1 here, and this is our colonized main place. There's no exploitation on the planet, so we need to fix that. So this is what this planet itself is producing, and we back out, and this will give us an overall if we've got multiple planets colonized. So we are looking to produce things here, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and do the production industrial zones. That'll help us build things faster. We've got enough money to do that. And then later we'll get like system-wide upgrades right here. So, and then we can also go over here and go to our ships. So I'm not needed a propagator yet, because I only have one planet I can explore and really do anything with. I might need a couple defenders just in case there's pirates out there. I might just queue those up in case. We'll see what comes up in our research. So, just handy to have more ships. So let's clear out our hero notices. Yeah, we know there's heroes. We have uncovered the stars, because we're the Amoebas. We know everything about the stars. So, that's an event that you get if you visualize 100% of the map. We already got that. By the way, the music is really nice in this game. It's almost peaceful. So, only other thing I have to do is move my explorer, so I'm gonna left-click and start queuing him up. I'm gonna have him go to all these stars that have stars next to him. And shift and left-click, or right-click, and maybe go over here next. That way I can get all those little bonuses for research. I don't wanted to queue something up before I got those. Alright, and that's the end of our turn. So hopefully I got everything explained enough there. If you have questions or anything, leave them in the comments and I'll try and get to them at a later time, or I'll cover them after, probably. So, the cool thing about this is that the turn just ended, my ships haven't moved, but they're queued up. So you can do actions before you actually enable your planned moves to happen. So if you wanted to prepare for possible combat or something, you could queue up your move, but then you could prepare for your combat here in this moment, and then execute your moves. So cool. He explored one system, we got a little bonus. We got hero bonuses. Well, we don't have heroes yet, but this lasts for 50 turns. So, that's cool. That might be useful later. That's all we've got this turn. We got 2 more turns on research, nothing else to do, and our turn. And finish our moves. Nothing threatening. I forgot to mention. So forests. This is the system that we're going to colonize. So we got a medium jungle planet here. So that's awesome. So we'll colonize that pretty easy. But there's also this one red planet that had a yellow ring around it, and that's like a natural wonder that you can discover. So this one has an extra benefit to this planet. So that's really cool. If we can ever get to colonizing gas methane planets, we can take care of that and gain that benefit. You can kind of see here we've got green, we've got red, we've got yellow. Greens are usually good planet anomalies that give you more resources. Sometimes you'll see yellow ones that are kind of neutral, and then you'll see these red ones that are actually negative or kind of split. Later through research, you can, lessen the detriment from these. You can make these planets more easily to colonize. You can do all kinds of tons of research, huge research tree. So yeah, we'll be colonizing this medium jungle. So let's go back to our colonizer. Here we go. Colonize star system. And we will colonize the planet that we can. And cool, we've got a new colony. So before I forget, let's queue up some exploitation for this planet. So we're producing tons of food and industry. That's great. Let's get some more science going. Now some of these have specific benefits for the type of planet they're on. So this is a jungle. So we'll get extra food on here if we built this guy. But right now we don't, we want the population to grow. We don't want it to go too fast because we'll run out of space on this planet and we'll have overcrowding. So for right now, I think I'm going to bank some money. And we can come back and rebuild this later. So I'll build that for now. And I just got a system upgrade with my science research, it looks like. Or I just already had it on my home planet. So this one does not affect the jungle or the planet, so no use to build that here. So we'll let this one go. So there's our colonization. I think this guy, is he all queued up? Nope, he doesn't, he lost his queue. That was an explorer. That's another explorer. I had an extra ship. Well, very cool. That must have been my benefit over here. A new exploration ship. Cool. So we'll just queue that guy up to go there. And this is telling me about the Polaris workshop that I discovered over there. And we colonized our first planet. Yay! One more turn for research. Making money. Don't have 20 yet. Alright. So let's go ahead and finish our moves. So what did we discover over here? Cool, we just discovered a technology. Okay, particle scanning. Cool, so it automatically discovered that for us, the next tier that we could get. That gives us more money. Yeah. And this gives us a larger influence ring if we want. Well, what do we need next? I think we need more planets to colonize. And what am I weak on in production? I would definitely say dust or credits. So let's go back to research. And I just know from experience, arid and desert planets are the ones that produce usually more money. So I'm going to open up, hopefully, a few desert and arid planets to colonize. And I'm also going to do some shift click here. And I'm going to start doing some production influence. These orange ones are for production. So you can see it's very visual, very simple to read on a lot of these things. I love the interface. And you just kind of get a grasp of it just by glancing at it. So I think we'll start with the arid, the production, and I think we'll start getting into some defensive military parts. And these are all parts for ships that we can build, these squares. So you have 3 types of attack. You have, like, kinetic, which are bullets. Then the other type you have is missiles. Here's a kinetics, just slug weapons, missile weapons, and laser weapons. And slugs are short range, missiles or lasers are medium range, missiles are far range, and each one of them has their own defense. So you have flak for missiles, you have deflective defense for kinetics, and then you have shields for lasers. So if your ship doesn't have any flak and a missile ship comes up, he'll just trash you, because there's no defense against it. Kind of a weird balance, paper, rock, scissors kind of thing, that you have to balance offensive defense on these ships. So it's very interesting. So I think after we get done with this guy, get new planets, get new production, I think first thing I'm going to try and get missiles going as soon as I can. Because that usually throws off the AI if you've got missiles and they run into it. Alright, so this guy has no actions. I really don't have anywhere for him to go. I might just camp him out right over here, where we have some vision, in case somebody would learn wormholes before we would and start peeping in on my area. Alright, so we've got a research queued. We can dismiss that. Next turn. Alright, finished production there. Building a defensive ship? Yeah. Don't have any new tech to upgrade those, so we'll just let the standard defense ship go. Go ahead and move our ships, end our turn. Nothing much to do. So yeah, you can already see by research, just opened up some new planets. So that's cool. That means I'm going to change your production. I'm going to go ahead and go over to ships and propagators. I'm going to take off one of these defenders. Because we want you to start spreading these guys out. You're about to fill up, what? 1 turn? Yeah, growth in 1 turn. How are you doing? You already got 2. 3 more turns, you'll have 3. About to finish your exploitation. Here's our system-wide research one. Costs us 2 dust. We're only producing 1. We're going to produce some more. Okay, well, let's see how that ends up. We'll just let that cube out. Auto move. So we'll have you, I mean, we can have him explore, but he can't go through the wormholes yet. So we'll just have him intercept, just so you can see what's coming in there. We might lose him, but... So our research finished. Arid planets. We'll dismiss that. Loinica. So we have a large arid, no benefits, no detriments, yay. A small desert next to it. So this could be a really profitable one, looking at the future money coming out of there. And it's definitely close to home, and it's a hub. I just kind of like to hold those. This one has a ton of planets. Wow. So we got an Arctic planet, a few lava planets, which are good on production, a barren planet, decent on research, but we can colonize this arid planet right now. And we also have moons. Moons later you can research, scan, colonize. Everybody here has a moon. This would be a crazy little area. What else opened up? Galter. Couple arids. That's great. That's just population numbers. So we might, I'm thinking we're going to get a colony ship to here. There's just more room for growth there. So we've got science queued up. Everything's good there. Keep on going. So it's kind of slow at first, because we're not communicating with other races. We're both, you know, all tied up here. I'll just do a scan around. So this is all we know. There's a green person here. We don't even know what they are. Orange has got 2 areas they've colonized. Light green is over here. Should have changed those colors. So we're doing just about as good. How are we doing on score? We're at 63. Awesome. Yeah. Good start for us. So forest is done. We've got nothing queued up. What are we going to build here? Well, see, now we're making a little bit of money here. I might think it's worthwhile doing the science boost per population. So let's do that, just to unlock more research. And then we might start banking some money. And I forgot, we've got enough to get a hero now. Oh, you're so close. Next turn we'll discover that. Yeah, we're dismissing that. Let's look at our heroes real quick. So I usually like to get a system kind of benefit first. Sometimes you luck out and you get both system benefit people here, like both traits. Not a huge difference between these two. I mean, there's no reason really to have him. We'll do Administrator. Yeah, Administrator and Adventurer. Sounds interesting. We'll hire him, and we'll decide where to assign him. So he's going to help with production and food. So let's look at our systems. And this is our new place. Let's stick him here for now. And we'll go to our systems management. So he'll add some benefits here. So here's all of his little benefits. +8 production of food on star system, production as well. And he helps with fleet stuff because of his adventurer trait, which we probably won't use. We'll probably keep him in the system. Hi. I've got friendly puppy. Alright. We're good on research. We've got one more turn there. Finish up this turn. Enjoy some music. Sweet, our research finished. And weigh fusion plants. We got one turn and we'll get advanced machining. Cool. And we unlocked titanium 70. And we found one in our main planet. And what this does, it's a strategic resource, gives you production. If you get 4 of these, like if you find a total of 4 in your connected systems, then you get 30 negative cost on any modules that use this resource, which I think missiles use this resource. And it looks like we finished producing a ship there too. Yeah, we did. So we've got one ship in a fleet that's just sitting there, a defender. We'll have him go ahead and create a fleet. And now he's popped out and he's actually a ship I can use. So let's go ahead and have him just stay at our home base, because I'd hate to lose that. Alright. Have you move over there. Discover our science-y thingies. Ooh, 5 money. Just a little one. Well, let's just have you remain idle. I might have this guy do that too, because I don't want him to engage in combat. This guy I do. I mean, he's got some attack to him. Alright. I think we're all good there. And research some more combat stuff. So let's pick up our research here. Do we want more science? Do we want production? I have a bad problem of spreading out my research way too much, where I don't focus enough. So I may start looking around here. Orange is usually like a trait, kind of, to your race, sometimes. Sometimes you get an added benefit that wouldn't exist on the map before. Sometimes it's a an upgraded version. Is there anything I really want to jump at? I mean, I'd like to have more planets. I think that's where I'm going to go with this. So let's go ahead. Let's take a look around and see what kind of planets we have. I'm going to do a quick look. Arids, deserts. Arid and deserts. A desert. How about in our home system? Methane and barren. That'll be a while. Tundras, deserts, tundra. So I'm seeing a good number of deserts. Arctic, arid. What about over here? Desert. I mean, these are advanced ones. So let's look at research again. So we saw a good amount of deserts. So we could go over here to sustainability. There's an Arctic. I know we saw a couple tundras. This would be a quicker research one, and also gets towards a new type of ship that we can do, a little bit more combat-ready ship. So I think I'll go ahead and queue up the xenobotany. I'll get the tundras unlocked, and then I'm going to shift and do sustainability to get the deserts unlocked. Get some more production, people, all that stuff going. So there, we got our science queued up. While we're at it, let's go upgrade our defender. So you can see this system here. Modify this guy. So his default layout was 5 kinetic defense and then 5 kinetic offense. So we can upgrade his defense now. Most of the computers are going to have kinetic to start out with. So let's go ahead. It takes a little bit more mass out of his total tonnage, but it gives him a little bit more combat preparedness. We'll put 5 back on there. We may... Do we want to switch him to missiles? This quick. Let's switch him to missiles. Because we have the Titanium 70 required to build those, so... Let's go ahead and give him... We got weapons, defense, and then we have all these support modules. I mean, we can give him system repairs. And each of these types of ships have benefits too. So, engine, repair, scout. Let's give him repair. Wouldn't that be interesting that he can repair each turn? That would be cool. We still got room for more. Best thing to do usually is just give him armor. Just gives him more life. We put on another defense. Yeah, that's a good one. So 5 torpedoes, 6 kinetic defense, a repair unit, and a little bit more hit points. So that'll be good. So he's at 129 combat. We'll have to see. Where was our other one at? Yeah, 60. So we just doubled his combat effectiveness. So we don't have enough money to retrofit that guy, but we could retrofit him. Alright, so we're good there. Before I hit end turn, I think I'll call that good for now. Decent little start. Getting an idea of where we're at. I haven't run into anybody yet, so I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.